And he's bringing that hyphenation back, India-Pakistan hyphenation.
Yeah.
Dragging it 15 years back, which had been dumped.
Yeah.
He's dragging that back and doing it.
So I think the people who are very uncomfortable with all of this is happening are the American strategic experts and the American strategic community itself.
Yeah.
People who watch the relationship grow in the last 2 decades are really upset that, here is the situation where you're unraveling what was built with a lot of difficulty. And I don't see actually how it's going to help America meet its interests in the region, meet its interests globally. Yes, I mean, we have this playbook in the past of major powers, all three, America, Russia, China, using Pakistan as a stick to beat India. And in different periods of time, each of them has used this. The state of Pakistan and the military. Whenever India has either fallen off the line or is misbehaving or is being too big for its boots or is not fitting in, then, they use Pakistan.
So there's a charter they put forward to us that you got to walk this line. If you don't, then we use Pakistan. That's it?
Something like that.
Something to that.
Something like that. It's a very convenient. So each of them, if you study the American, Pakistan, Russia, Pakistan and China, Pakistan, they all have their different methodologies. But the fact is that it's a very convenient and a ready entity to use against India. And
the most uncomfortable thing is to see literally America. I use the word, I don't want to use the word, but I'm using it, literally cluster bombing India right now. One is via tariffs. Two is the daily press briefing where he says something or the other, Donald Trump. Then comes in Asim Munir threatening a nuclear holocaust, and that too from American soil. Not an easy thing for India to ignore, because last time he did that, within a couple of weeks, we had Pahalgam happening. So that is number 3. Number 4 is what we thought was Quad working, and now we have Japan inviting Shehbaz Sharif to come. After 21 or 25 years asking Pakistan to come in. Fine, I mean, that is what Japan wants to do. But what is what is Japan's interest in Pakistan? Where? It doesn't fit in at all in any sphere. These kind of things which are happening, and forget about China, that I set aside. But it looks like America, and then the 5th element which I want to bring in is media. You're seeing increasingly Western media writing about India being obdurate and random things, just the other day I saw an article which says that Elon Musk is in court with India regarding social media and things like that. You read the fine print, it's a 2023 situation. But just bringing it up again with no new information. The new information is we tried to contact Ministry of Information Broadcasting, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Department of Telecom. Nobody wanted to talk to us. That is the only new information in that. But Western media subtly impacting, because if you want to read the whole article, you have to be a subscriber. Otherwise, there's a firewall. So most people can only read the headline and the first paragraph. I'm just trying to say how subtly this thing is working, the Western media pressure too. So 5 things which I've told you.
That's a hell of a lot. Let me start with the last. On the media, I can tell you from my personal experience, the amount of interest I have seen among the Western media and Western strategic analysts on what is going on between India and the United States, I have not seen in the past. I mean, and the lesson for me there is that they're interested not to derive pleasure from what is happening, but they seem to be really worried about what's going on in the India-US relationship. And I'm talking about mainstream Western media and strategic analysts. The amount of queries or people coming to us, asking us what's going on, can you explain, how bad is it going to get, what is India going to do, is India going to pivot to Russia? They are really worried. So, somewhat contrary to what you're saying, so yes, what you're saying is true, there may be elements in the media.
Some well-meaning, I grant you that.
But there is a concern that are we losing India? So let's look at it from that point of view also, not just our point of view. Because there was a lot of investment in India, and people are actually worried that is the United States losing India? And that's a big deal for the US, for America, especially at a time when you yourself are in competition for global influence and authority with other competing powers. So it would stand to logic that you want to accumulate friends, not divest friends. So that is one thing which we should keep in mind, that there is a worry that are we going to lose India?
Okay.
So we should understand that we are not a nobody. And it's not as if we have no cards to play, to use the famous phrase of Donald Trump.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.